Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about pregnancy. So obviously I'm getting to the end of my pregnancy. I'm 38 plus Wednesday, so 38 plus 3 today. And what I thought I'd do is I'd just kind of have a look back over my pregnancy, and I've got some essentials here that I'm going to go through and why I found them essential. Just as a hint, if you're getting pregnant, or if you have just got pregnant and you're like, I don't even know where to start, then here's a few tips that might help you out. Okay, so these are kind of split into categories, and the first one that I'm actually going to start with is clothes. Some people swear by not buying any maternity clothes at all. They are expensive. Obviously, you can only wear them for a certain period of time. So I'm kind of just going to go through, I do have a bit more than this, but I'm kind of going to go through the basics of what I think is, you can kind of just have a few pieces in your wardrobe, and they will kind of last your whole pregnancy. So the first item of clothing is, I think, pretty much a staple in most people's wardrobes anyway, or most women's wardrobes anyway, and that is leggings. And getting yourself a nice pair of maternity leggings. And now these ones are just from H&M. Oh, sorry about the fluff. But you can see that rather than like a regular pair of leggings, they just have that bit here from where this kind of line is, to support your bump. Now, these are getting to the point actually now where the elasticated ones, I do have one pair that's not elastic, but the elasticated ones are actually a little bit tight on my bump. So you can also have them like folded down so they go under the bump. Did I say, I think I just said mine from H&M. Now, I actually got these quite early on in my pregnancy. Because of my sickness, I didn't like anything kind of really tight on my tummy, so even before I had a smidge of a bump, I would wear maternity leggings to work and things, just because it eased that pressure off my tummy a little bit more than regular leggings. So you can wear any loose dresses, any loose skirts, anything at all, obviously over a pair of maternity leggings for your whole pregnancy, and you will be nice and comfortable. On a kind of similar vein, this is a recommendation, especially because it's been so hot, and obviously I've had my third trimester through the summer. Similarly, some cycling shorts that are maternity as well. So these ones are actually from Misguided, and they're really, really soft, really good quality. And these ones are just plain black. I actually have a couple of other colours as well. And again, they don't actually have that seam, but there you can see obviously they're really baggy where your tummy would be. They are elasticated, but these ones do feel a little bit looser on my tummy, but again, you can fold them down if you want to. I think they are perfect for wearing under dresses, again, if it's hotter, or under skirts, or just big t-shirts, to be honest. Especially as your dresses, even if they're maternity, are going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. So having some shorts underneath is actually really nice, and again, it stops kind of rubbing and things like that. So I would definitely recommend you to pick up a pair of regular maternity leggings and some shorts, especially if you're going to be pregnant through the summer and you've got your third trimester through the summer. They are a lifesaver. Now, as I've already spoke about, sometimes, especially now, it's getting a little bit uncomfortable even having things up on my bump, especially if they have elastic, just because obviously we're nearing the end. Bump's probably the biggest it's ever going to be, so folding them over is a really great trick if you don't want that kind of pressure on your bump. Now, the other thing I would really recommend is, I picked these up, again, maybe start of second trimester, but they're really coming into their own now, and these are some under bump shorts. These ones are from ASOS, but you can see, like, if I hold them like this, obviously the back is still straight along your back where regular shorts would be, or regular trousers, but this obviously goes right under your bump. I think I said these ones are from ASOS, and again, it's just about ultimate comfort, and these ones are actually a lounge pack, so they came with a top that's a little bit longer, so obviously your bump's not on show. But yeah, super soft, and definitely recommend if you don't want that pressure on your bump all of the time. I use these mainly for like lounging around as pyjamas and things like that. Okay, so next up on my list is bra. So this one is obviously Calvin Klein. It has no wire underneath at all, and it has removable pads in the cups as well. This is a maternity bra, so as you can see, it's got the clips, so you can unclip it. ready for breastfeeding. This was definitely an essential for me. Similarly to the leggings, I started wearing them quite early on just because I didn't want that pressure on my belly when I was feeling really sick. I would say for me non-negotiable was having no underwire, and I know you can get similar bras from M&S, and I think Primark as well do some really great maternity bras as well. I think the Calvin Klein ones were a new range when I was pregnant, so that was what I went for, but the quality is really amazing, and they've obviously lasted amazingly, and I will continue to wear them because they're breastfeeding suitable as well. Now the last thing I've got in this category is some flip-flops. Sorry, mine are a little bit gross. I have worn them pretty much every day for the last month. These are some Birkenstock sandals. I haven't had particularly bad swelling in my hands and feet. I know some people can get it really badly. But I think, I can't even remember when it was, but I've put on a couple of pairs of trainers at the end of this 3rd trimester and thought, oh, they're really tight. Just like the way that they're laced, obviously before I would have just slipped them on, and now they feel really tight. And especially when it's hot outside, it can kind of make that swelling worse. I mean, you can already know I wear a lot of rings, and you might have already noticed that I've taken all my rings off now, because even my engagement ring, just because my fingers are so chubby and so swelly, especially when I go out for a walk and it's hot. So flip-flops are a must from me. Like, I would have not survived without them. They're easy to put on, you don't have to bend over to put them on, and like I said, even if your feet kind of swell up, you don't really notice, they're not kind of under that pressure. So definitely get yourself a pair of flip-flops. These ones are actually the brand Animal. And Animal, I really like these flip-flops because they are fabric here. I don't really get on with plastic flip-flops, they rub my feet and they rub my toes and stuff. But these ones are super comfortable, and I could go for like full-on walks in them. So would definitely recommend, if you're not really a flip-flop person, try some ones from Animal because they are so comfy. Okay, so that is definitely my essential list for clothes. So like I said, maternity leggings and cycling shorts, they have been a must for me. Under the bump shorts are really great if you just want a little bit of comfort or lounge wear, and then the soft non-wired bras, and of course the flip-flops, essentials. Okay, so the next thing on my essentials list is some body butter. I prefer body butter to oils just because I've tried like bio oil and massage and stretch mark oil. I prefer body butters just because when you slap loads of oil on your tummy and then you have to kind of just lie there or wipe it off, because if you put clothes on, then obviously all your clothes are going to get oily. So I do prefer body butter just for the ease of, obviously you can put loads on and then just get dressed, like it's not a problem. I've got through so many body butters in my pregnancy. At first it was obviously to keep moisturised and to try and prevent stretch marks. I have now got some stretch marks right along the bottom of my tummy. It is what it is. They came kind of right at the end of this trimester. What I would say is that they can be very itchy and very tight, and obviously itching them makes them a whole lot worse, and the scarring a whole lot worse, and they'll fade a lot slower. So you need to make sure that you keep your skin moisturised, keep it so it can maintain that elasticity and keep stretching well, obviously, because you've got to fit a baby inside you. So yeah, like I said, I have got through absolutely loads of body butters. Obviously choose whatever you like, but I'll just show you a couple of the ones that I've used. The first one I used was Jo Malone, and this was in Nectarine, Blossom and Honey. It smells delicious. Oh, I didn't even smell it before I bought it, I just went with it online. I bought it from Selfridges, and I've actually got through 2 jars of these. Don't even ask how much they cost because it's unbearable. But I've got through 2, obviously you can see this one's empty now as well. I've got through 2 of these, and they have been amazing. Again, they can keep your skin really moisturised. There is something to be said for the quality. You know, you can put it on when you go to sleep and you can still feel so moisturised when you wake up in the morning. So yeah, that has been amazing. Now I couldn't face the thought of buying a 3rd jar. These ones I just picked up from Sainsbury's. So the first one is Happy Naturals, and this one has in Coconut oil, cocoa butter, argan oil and shea, and it's extra nourishing. And this one smells really, really fresh. This is the one that I use in the mornings, kind of to invigorate, start my day. It smells really, really nice and fresh. And then at night I use this one, which is by the brand Feather and Down, and it's called the Sweet Dreams Sleep Butter, and this one has lavender and chamomile, and they're kind of to help you relax and help you sleep. And again, it smells amazing. I've really enjoyed the scent lavender throughout my pregnancy, just find it really calming. So yeah, those ones are essentials for me. Having a body butter is definitely an essential. Every time I feel an itch on my tummy, rather than itch it or scratch it or anything, I try and avoid that. I just go straight and grab some body butter and massage that in, because that helps a lot. Okay, so similarly, obviously you can tell I really like things that smell delicious, and this is my, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold it up and show you, but this is my essential oils collection, and these are all the essential oils that I have been using throughout my pregnancy. I won't go through all of them, because you could make a whole video on essential oils, but I'll go through some of my favourites and why I like them so much. Obviously everybody is different, everybody likes completely different smells. A smell that I might think is amazing, you might think is absolutely horrendous. So with essential oils you kind of have to try some, see what floats your boat. How I use them is I have a couple of diffusers. So we have a diffuser in the bedroom and we have a diffuser in the living room downstairs as well. I also put them in the bath, but you've got to make sure that you mix them with a little bit of milk, because otherwise the oil just sits on top of the water and it doesn't really go into the bath water. It just sits, literally, because it's oil, it sits on top of the water. So a good tip is mix it with just a tiny little bit of milk, and then it will, I'm not sure what the word is, but it will kind of mix through and obviously go into the bath a bit better. So the first one I showed in my natural ways to induce labour video, and that's just clary sage. Obviously I haven't used this my whole pregnancy, please do not use this your whole pregnancy, but just now at the end I've been using this one in the bath and in my diffusers, just to kind of strengthen up my uterus ready for labour. One of my essentials even before I got pregnant is this one. Let me focus. Sorry, I know it's backwards, but I will tell you. This one is mandarin, and similarly I have a sweet orange oil. I love the smell of orange, and these ones are both delicious. I find them really refreshing and invigorating. So yeah, those are essentials for me, especially in the daytime. I find that mixing the orange oil with a little bit of bergamot, sorry it looks a bit damaged, but this one is bergamot, and that is a really nice combination. Obviously I have lavender, it's not in my box at the moment, but again, mix that with the clary sage, especially in the evenings, and that's a really nice scent. And the last one I wanted to share with you is my peppermint oil. Now, peppermint oil has been really great at the start of my pregnancy, especially because peppermint can actually help with nausea. If you're feeling sick or if you're feeling nauseous, then having essential oil of peppermint can kind of help bring that nausea down. So that is definitely one of my essentials as well. So moving on from the peppermint oil, obviously I said that that helps with sickness a lot, is preparing for sickness is my next kind of essentials for pregnancy. I had really bad morning sickness. I don't think it was the worst it could be. I know a lot of people can end up in hospital, you know, with a drip, needing to be rehydrated. It didn't get to that point, fortunately, but it was pretty awful for me and for my partner, who was having to look after me, and obviously I was at that point going into work as well. My morning sickness started about 6 weeks and it kind of went away, I would say about 16 weeks, so about 10 weeks it lasted. It started off as kind of like a light nausea in the evenings, just feeling a bit like sorry for myself, and it rapidly turned into being sick most mornings before I would go to work. I did take a couple of days off work because of it, and it got to the point where I wasn't really eating enough to kind of maintain, you know, my body, what my body needed. So in the end, I did have to go on medication. Now, if you just have slight nausea, what I would recommend is these things called C-bands. and you might have seen these before. Mine are a little bit grubby now, but basically what they are is they're little wristbands, and you put them on, oh, excuse me, you put them on your wrist, and they have this little plastic bit here, and it gives you instructions, and basically you find your pressure point on your wrist, and that should prevent the nausea. I think I just bought mine off Amazon, and like I said, they did really help at the beginning when it was just that kind of nausea before it kind of turned into full-blown sickness. So yeah, if you're just experiencing a little bit of nausea in your pregnancy, would definitely recommend some C-bands. Also, just a little wives' tale, morning sickness is supposed to be especially bad if you're having a little girl. And obviously I am now having a little girl, so maybe it's another hint for you. If you get really bad morning sickness, maybe you're having a little girl. A little bit less extreme than that, but an essential nonetheless, is some Gaviscon or anything that will reduce heartburn. Sorry, I think the door just went. Now, heartburn is very, very real in pregnancy. I've never experienced heartburn before my pregnancy. It was bad when, in my first trimester, when I had sickness, just because there was already so much kind of acid in my throat and in my esophagus kind of thing. But even now in the third trimester, I don't think I have it as bad as some people, but I can sit there and I can feel a little bit sick, and I can feel that kind of acid build up. So I would definitely recommend having some of these in the cupboard just in case you get heartburn. Okay, so I've got a few more things to share with you to finish off the video. The first one is inform yourself, do your research, read books, listen to podcasts, watch vlogs. I found one of my favourite YouTubers through watching birth videos and birth vlogs, and I just think it's really so valuable to hear other people's experiences, read other people's blogs, find people on Instagram, read as many birth stories as you possibly can, the good, the bad, the ugly, C-sections, natural births, home births, everything in between, just so you know. And I spoke about this in my birth plan video, but it's better to know something about every single thing that could happen than you go on with a plan and it doesn't happen and you don't know and it kind of goes out of your control. I've said before in many videos, Fraser and I have done hypnobirthing, and we did London Hypnobirthing, the online course, and those podcasts were really, really amazing, not only with the birth stories but also the biology of birth. So would definitely recommend kind of signing up for hypnobirthing podcasts if you can. This book was amazing. This is by Clemmy Hooper. It's called How to Grow a Baby, and I really, really enjoyed this. It has absolutely everything you could possibly know in it. I've just flipped to a page and it's pelvic floor exercises, what is your perineum and why you should find it, stages of labour, again full of birth stories, what breech is, a first time birth story with an epidural. So absolutely everything in this book, and I really, really enjoyed reading it. It's a really easy read, so I would definitely recommend this, and there's loads of pregnancy books out there, so find one that suits you. But I could not stress enough how much doing your research, knowing your shit, knowing what could happen in every possibility of your birth or your pregnancy. And of course, don't forget to do your research about the postnatal period as well. Things like breastfeeding, things like changing a nappy, bathing a baby, all those things that are essential and we kind of forget about because we get lost thinking about birth and pregnancy. So those are really great things to research. Okay, last but not least, these are the biggest things, and let me grab this one that has been sitting behind me. And this is an exercise ball. It is huge, I can't even fit it on the camera. Mine was just from Amazon, and I could not recommend it enough. Not only are you supposed to sit in certain positions with your knees lower than your hips in order to prevent back-to-back and prevent breech, it's just really comfortable, especially now kind of I'm nearing the end of my pregnancy and I'm pretty big. Being able to sit on this, kind of watching telly, bouncing on it, moving your hips around, is really, really comfortable. They can be really good for inducing labour as well. They can shake baby down into the right place if you kind of do some hip wiggles on them. And not only are they super comfortable during pregnancy, they're also really great for labour, and you will see them in labour rooms everywhere, leaning over them, sitting on them. So yeah, definitely recommend and you pick them up based on your height, so it's always going to be the right size for you. Like I said, mine was from Amazon and, you know, not even that expensive, so definitely get yourself a pregnancy ball. And I have saved the best till last. This is my ultimate pregnancy essential, and this is my pregnancy pillow, and it's so cozy and it's so soft. Mine is the BB Hug Me, which it's pricey, and when I think I did a haul ages ago, and it is over £100, and I would definitely not have got it if I hadn't found a code. But when I say it is worth every penny, it is worth every penny. This one in particular, it's kind of like a beanbag in the sense that you can tighten it and loosen it. So it's got these, I think they're called pebbles, and you can have it really tight and really loose. I have started having it looser than I had originally, just because I want it to go under my bump to support my bump, but I literally have it to support my head, support all down my side, my hip, my bump, through my legs to support my legs and my ankles. And honestly, if I lie down without it now in bed, I just can't get comfortable. It is the only thing that makes me comfortable in bed, and it is so worth it for a good night's sleep. Now, of course, there are absolutely dozens of pregnancy pillows out there. Some work for some people and some work for other people. I just found that this one in particular has been incredible and worth every penny. I think I even read in the Clemmy Hooper book that she tried a pregnancy pillow and absolutely hated it. Some people just don't get on with them at all and prefer just having regular pillows to rest their bump on. What I would say is, especially if you're going for one that's more expensive, that I didn't do this, but I would recommend it, is try and borrow one from a friend or, you know, someone like that, because you can kind of try it for a night or two, and if you think it's worth it, then get yourself one. I definitely plunged in at the deep end with this purchase, but honestly, it is worth it. Like, please don't scrimp on yourself, don't scrimp on your comfort. You know, there are codes out there for pretty much every website, so do some research and find what suits you. But this one for me has been an essential, and it's so soft and so comfortable. So yeah, this is by far my #1 pregnancy essential. Get yourself a really decent pregnancy pillow. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope, like my others, it's been slightly informative for you. Like I said, if you're new on your pregnancy journey and you're kind of not sure where to start, then hopefully this is giving you some ideas and some recommendations for things that you can try for yourself. Like I said, it's all my own opinions, and different things work for different people. If there's something here that you think absolutely not, then obviously that doesn't work for you. But yeah, if there's anything I've forgotten, or if you have any pregnancy essentials, please let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. And don't forget to subscribe. I really want to hit 100 subscribers. That would be great. So please do that if you can. And yes, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.